If destiny is already written, why does one small decision change the whole direction of a life? If destruction is always bad, why do many people grow stronger only after everything falls apart? And if Shiva is silence, why does he dance with such power and force? These questions are not just spiritual questions. They are questions hidden inside our daily struggles. Every day people feel stuck. Some work hard, but feel unseen. Some love deeply, but feel broken. Some pray, yet feel life is unfair. Slowly, a belief grows inside the mind. This is my destiny. I cannot change it. This belief feels safe, but it is also a cage. It makes people accept pain without understanding its purpose. It makes them fear change, even when change is the door to freedom. The Shiva Tandava Stotra was born in such a moment of pain, power, and deep realization. It is not just a song or a prayer. It is a mirror that shows how life truly moves. Shiva's dance is not about destruction alone. It is about balance, rhythm, and truth. It teaches that life is never still. Everything that begins must change. Everything that breaks is making space, and everything that shakes you is shaping you. In this video, we will slowly unfold the meaning, origin, and hidden truth behind Shiva's cosmic dance. Not in complex words, not in heavy philosophy, but in simple stories connected to real life. You will see how destiny is not a fixed wall, but a flowing river. You will understand why pain comes, why change hurts, and why fear appears before growth. Most importantly, you will learn how to stand steady, even when life feels like it is dancing wildly around you. Watch this video till the end, because each part connects like steps in a dance. Miss one step, and the meaning feels incomplete. If this journey touches your heart and helps you see life differently, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, so we can continue walking this path of understanding together. Many people believe destiny is something fixed, like words carved on stone before we are born. This belief feels comforting at first because it gives an answer to pain. When things go wrong, the mind says, "This is fate." But slowly, this idea becomes heavy. It creates fear of the future and a deep need to control everything. People want clear plans, clear results, and clear guarantees. When life does not follow these plans, fear rises. Worry about money, fear of losing a job, fear of being alone, fear of failure. These fears are not born from destiny itself, but from the belief that life must always be stable to be safe. Look at daily life. A person may work honestly, yet still feel insecure because income is uncertain. Another may stay in a painful relationship because the unknown future feels more frightening than familiar pain. Many feel tired not because life is hard, but because they are constantly trying to control outcomes they cannot fully control. The mind keeps asking, "What if this fails? What if I lose everything?" This creates stress, anger, and sadness. People call this destiny, but in truth, it is fear wearing the mask of destiny. Human beings resist change because change feels like loss. Even when a situation is unhealthy, the known pain feels safer than the unknown path. This is why people stay stuck in the same job, the same habits, and the same thinking for years. They say destiny decided it, but what really decided it was fear. Ancient wisdom never taught that life is fixed. It taught that life is movement. Everything that lives moves, grows, falls, and rises again. When movement stops, decay begins. This is where the deeper meaning of life begins to show. Destiny is not a strict rule that punishes or rewards without reason. It is a response to how we meet life. When we resist change, suffering grows. When we move with awareness, even pain teaches us something useful. Life keeps changing, whether we agree or not. The real choice is not about stopping change, but about how we respond to it. When this is understood, destiny no longer feels like a prison. It becomes a path that opens step by step, shaped by courage, awareness, and the willingness to move forward even when the ground feels uncertain. Ravana is often remembered only as a villain, but this one-sided image hides an important truth. He was not weak, foolish, or ordinary. He was highly intelligent, deeply learned, skilled in music, and powerful beyond measure. He ruled a great kingdom, commanded respect, and achieved things many humans only dream of. Yet inside him lived a quiet storm. Power gave him control over the outer world, but it could not give him peace within. This is a problem many people face today. They achieve success, earn money, gain status, and still feel restless. Something feels missing, but they cannot name it. Ravana's suffering did not come from lack, but from excess pride. Ego slowly builds a wall around the heart. It tells a person, "I am above others. I do not need to bow." At first, ego feels like strength, but over time, it becomes a prison. Ravana had knowledge, but no inner rest. He had devotion, but it was mixed with pride. This is why even powerful people feel lonely at the top. When ego grows, connection fades. When connection fades, pain grows silently. The turning point in Ravana's life came through intense pain. When Mount Kailasa was pressed upon him, his power failed him. In that moment, he could not fight, command, or control. All that remained was pain and surrender. This is where wisdom often begins. Many people experience this in life. When plans collapse, when health fails, when relationships break, the ego has no answer. Pain strips away false strength and exposes the raw truth of the heart. From this place of surrender, the Shiva Tandava Stotra was born. It was not created out of fear, but out of devotion, shaped by pain. Ravana did not ask for power. He expressed understanding. He used rhythm, sound, and emotion as prayer. This shows a deep truth. When ego breaks, clarity appears. When pride falls, the heart speaks honestly. Music became his language because words alone could not carry his feeling. This story teaches that suffering is not always punishment. Sometimes it is guidance. When ego rules, life shakes us. When surrender comes, wisdom flows. Ravana's creation reminds us that pain can become purpose, and even a broken moment can give birth to something meaningful when the heart finally bows without pride. The word Tandava does not simply mean dance in the way we usually think of it. It means rhythm, movement, and balance. It shows that life is never still. Everything that exists is always moving, changing shape, growing, falling, and becoming something new. This is why Shiva does not stand frozen like a statue. He dances. His movement reminds us that stillness in life is not peace, it is decay. When water stops flowing, it becomes dirty. When air stops moving, it becomes heavy. In the same way, when a human life stops changing, suffering slowly grows. Shiva's dance is not wild without meaning. It follows a rhythm that holds the universe together. This rhythm can be seen everywhere. Day turns into night. Breath goes in and out. Seasons change without asking permission. Birth comes, growth happens, decay follows, and then new life rises again. The Tandava shows this truth clearly. Life is not meant to stay comfortable forever. Comfort is a pause, not a destination. When we try to freeze life at one good moment, fear enters because we know deep inside that change will come. Ancient wisdom speaks of 5 actions within Shiva's dance. These actions are creation, protection, destruction, hiding, and grace. These are not distant ideas. They happen in human life every day. A new job is creation. Learning new skills is protection. Losing something that no longer helps us is destruction. Confusion and doubt are hiding. Understanding and peace are grace. People often welcome creation but fear destruction. They forget that without destruction, there is no space for something new. Think of a person who loses a job. At first, it feels like the end. Fear rises, confidence falls, but later, that loss pushes them to discover new abilities or a better path. The same happens in relationships. When something ends, pain follows, but that pain often teaches self-worth and clarity. Shiva's dance is present in all these moments. It asks us not to fight change, but to move with it. Tandava is a mirror. It shows that chaos and order are not enemies. They work together. When we learn to move with life instead of resisting it, fear loses power. We stop asking why change comes and start asking what it is teaching us. In that moment, life stops feeling like a punishment and starts feeling like a dance we are slowly learning to understand. The Shiva Tandava Stotra is filled with images that may look complex at first, but each symbol carries a simple and practical meaning. Fire, ash, the beating drum, the flowing hair, and the strong rhythm are not meant to create fear or mystery. They are meant to explain life in a language deeper than words. Fire represents change. It burns what is old and weak so that something fresh can appear. In daily life, this fire is seen when old habits break, when comfort zones collapse, and when false beliefs fall away. Though fire feels painful, it also cleans and clears the path ahead. Ash reminds us of impermanence. Everything we hold tightly, money, beauty, status, and even pain, will change form one day. Ash is not sadness, it is freedom. When we understand that nothing is permanent, fear loses strength. People suffer more from holding on than from letting go. Ash teaches us to release without bitterness and move forward lighter than before. The drum in Shiva's hand carries rhythm. It represents time and breath. Just as the drum beats in a steady pattern, life also moves in cycles. Breath goes in and out without effort. When people rush constantly, worrying about the past and fearing the future, they lose this natural rhythm. Stress rises because life feels out of control. The drum reminds us to return to simple awareness, to slow down, and to feel the present moment fully. Shiva's flowing hair shows freedom and expansion. It tells us not to trap the mind in rigid ideas. Many people suffer because they cling to fixed opinions about who they are or how life should be. When reality does not match these ideas, frustration grows. Flowing hair teaches flexibility, openness, and the courage to change direction when needed. In modern life, noise never stops. Phones buzz, minds race, and emotions swing quickly. People feel tired even when doing nothing physical. The symbols in the Tandava Stotra point to inner silence within movement. They show that calm does not come from stopping life, but from understanding it. When symbols are understood, chaos feels less threatening. Life may still move fast, but the heart becomes steady. This is the hidden gift of these symbols. They turn confusion into clarity and noise into meaning, helping us live with balance, even in a world that never slows down. One of the strongest myths about destiny is the belief that everything is already written and nothing can be changed. Many people say this when they feel tired, hurt, or disappointed. It sounds wise, but it often hides helplessness. When someone believes destiny controls everything, they slowly stop taking responsibility for their reactions. They wait for life to improve on its own while repeating the same thoughts and actions every day. Ancient teachings never said humans are powerless. They said actions matter, awareness matters, and response matters more than events themselves. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment from the past, but it is actually a process happening right now. Every thought shapes emotion, every emotion shapes action, and every action shapes the next moment. Destiny is not a locked door from the past. It is a flowing path created again and again by how we meet each situation. Two people can face the same loss. One grows bitter, the other grows wiser. The event is the same, but destiny moves in different directions because the inner response is different. Shiva's dance breaks this myth clearly. He does not sit still and accept what comes. He moves with awareness and strength. His dance shows courage, not escape. It shows responsibility, not blame. When something ends, he does not mourn endlessly. When something begins, he does not cling in fear. This teaches us that destiny is shaped in motion. When we act with clarity instead of fear, the path changes. When we act with anger, the path hardens. In real life, many people feel stuck for years, not because life blocks them, but because their thinking never changes. They repeat the same habits, same fears, same excuses, and call it destiny. When awareness enters, even small changes create new results. A new skill learned, a boundary set, a habit changed, or a fear faced quietly can shift the entire direction of life. Shiva's Tandava is not an invitation to fight life, but to rise within it. It asks us to stop blaming fate and start understanding ourselves. Destiny responds to awareness like a mirror. When we change how we see, speak, and act, the mirror changes its reflection. This truth is not harsh, it is empowering. It reminds us that even in chaos, we are not helpless. We are participants in the dance, shaping each step with every conscious choice we make. The wisdom of Shiva's Tandava is not meant to stay in temples or books. It is meant to be lived in ordinary days filled with work, pressure, and uncertainty. Every person faces moments of failure, rejection, and confusion. A plan does not work. An effort goes unnoticed. A relationship changes without warning. In these moments, the mind wants to collapse or fight. Tandava teaches a different way. It teaches balance while moving, strength without hardness, and calm without escape. One of the simplest lessons is learning to let go without falling apart. When something fails, people often carry shame and self-blame for a long time. This drains energy and blocks growth. Tandava wisdom says, acknowledge the fall, feel the pain, and then move again. Just like a dancer who loses balance for a moment but continues the rhythm, life also allows recovery if we do not freeze in regret. Daily rhythm plays an important role. Life becomes chaotic when days have no structure. Small habits create stability during uncertain times. Waking up at a steady time, eating with awareness, breathing slowly for a few moments, or walking without distraction helps the mind regain rhythm. Shiva's drum reminds us that small, steady beats create harmony, not loud force. Fear is another teacher in daily life. Many wait for fear to disappear before acting, but fear often fades only after action. Tandava shows courage that is quiet, not aggressive. Courage is choosing to take one honest step even when the heart is shaking. It is speaking truth gently, setting limits calmly, and trusting effort without demanding instant results. There is also a balance between effort and surrender. Effort without surrender creates tension. Surrender, without effort, creates weakness. Shiva's dance holds both. We do our part with sincerity and release the need to control outcomes. This balance brings peace. The mind stops fighting life and starts working with it. When these ideas enter daily living, life does not become perfect, but it becomes lighter. Problems still come, but they no longer feel like personal attacks. Each challenge becomes part of the rhythm. Slowly, clarity replaces panic, and strength replaces fear. This is how Tandava moves from myth into real life, step by step, breath by breath. At the deepest level, Shiva's dance reveals a universal truth that goes beyond religion, culture, or belief. It shows that life is not against us, even when it feels harsh. Many people think destruction means loss alone, but in the wisdom of Tandava, destruction is renewal in disguise. When something falls apart, it is not always a sign of failure. Often, it is life clearing space for growth that could not happen before. A tree sheds old leaves so new ones can grow. In the same way, human life releases what has become heavy or limiting. Destiny is often seen as punishment, but this view creates fear and bitterness. Tandava teaches that destiny is guidance, not judgment. Life pushes us toward understanding through experience. Pain arrives not to break us, but to reshape us. Every challenge carries a lesson, even if it feels unfair at first. When we stop asking why life is cruel and start asking what life is teaching, suffering slowly changes into insight. The Shiva Tandava Stotra is not just a chant to be heard, but a reminder to be lived. It calls the listener to wake up to inner strength that already exists. True power is not loud control over others. It is quiet clarity within oneself. It is the ability to stay steady while everything around is moving. Shiva dances at the center of chaos, untouched by fear, because he understands the rhythm behind it. Many people feel like victims of life, pushed around by events they did not choose. Tandava offers a different identity. It invites us to become conscious participants in life's movement. We may not choose every event, but we choose how we stand within it. Awareness turns reaction into response, and response turns experience into growth. The dance continues whether we resist or accept it. Resistance creates pain. Acceptance creates flow. When we join the rhythm instead of fighting it, life feels less heavy. Even uncertainty begins to feel meaningful. This is the final truth behind Shiva's cosmic dance. Life is movement. Endings are beginnings in disguise. Strength grows through change, not comfort. When we understand this, fear loses its grip. We stop waiting for life to be safe and start living with courage. In that moment, destiny is no longer something that controls us. It becomes something we walk with, step by step, as part of the great dance of existence. Life, at its core, is like a great dance that never stops. Every moment moves forward, whether we are ready or not. Sometimes it feels smooth, and sometimes it feels chaotic, but each movement has a purpose. We often believe that life is against us when we face challenges, lose something we love, or feel stuck. We call this destiny and feel powerless. But the truth is that life is shaping us, teaching us, and helping us grow in ways we may not see at first. Every ending creates space for a new beginning, and every difficulty holds a lesson if we are willing to see it. Shiva's dance reminds us that strength does not come from avoiding pain or controlling everything. Strength comes from standing steady in the middle of change. It comes from understanding that what falls apart is making room for something better. Every challenge, every failure, and every fear can be a step In our own personal dance, if we learn to move with it instead of fighting it, life keeps moving, and so must we. Our awareness, courage, and patience become the rhythm that guides our steps through even the hardest times. When we accept this truth, destiny no longer feels like a cage. It becomes a partner we move with, not an enemy we fear. We learn to face change with calm, to act with responsibility, and to trust that life is always leading us somewhere new, even when we cannot see the path. Each small choice, each mindful action, and each moment of courage shapes the journey ahead. The most important lesson is that life is meant to be lived fully, not feared. We do not have to wait for perfect conditions to move forward. We can step into the dance right now, trusting ourselves, trusting the process, and trusting that every step matters. When we do this, we begin to feel balance, peace, and a quiet strength that can carry us through anything, and destiny becomes a journey we are proud to walk every day.